You are listening to Inspired Caring with Michelle Magner, episode number 136. Hello, welcome to Inspired Caring. I'm your host, Michelle Magner. If you are caring for an older family member, this is the podcast for you. Each week, I bring insight, tips, inspiration, and strategies to help you care for the people that you love without losing yourself along the way. Having cared for both of my grandmothers, I've helped manage everything from hospital stays, households full of belongings, to navigating senior living and end-of-life care. And I've worked in senior living as a result of that experience, serving my residents and their families as they've been on this journey too. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope you enjoy this episode of Inspired Caring. Well, happy new year, everyone. It is December 31st, 2023, and it is a Sunday and the last day of 2023. And I am doing my reflection on the year and really excited to be planning 2024, what I'm hoping for, wishing for, dreaming for, calling in my goals, drumming up. The reflection process, though, is so important. So today in this episode, I just would love to share with you a little bit about what that looks like, how I do it, and how I set intentions for the upcoming year. I actually did 3 YouTube videos on this. It's a part 1, part 2, part 3 series on YouTube. And I walk through how really this process works for me, how I came up with it. And so I'm just feeling really proud of all the things that I accomplished in 2023. It was also a very hard year. You know, it's not all rainbows, unicorns, bells and whistles. Bells and whistles. I mean, my mother-in-law passed away in April. And my father-in-law passed away February of 22. So it was just a really solid start to the year. And then we actually had 3 family members die this year. And some of my friends' parents have passed away. So as I'm going through this, I want you to know that there is hardship and heartache as well. And, we're just doing life. This is life. And we are not just getting through it, we want to still thrive while we are experiencing the ups and downs of life. So today, to focus on the reflection of my prior year review, I went through my calendars. So some of us have work calendars, personal calendars, planners that we use, notebooks for lists, that sort of thing. And I went through and I categorized things. Notable categories for you is what you want to do. So for me, categories were family, activities, events, trips, friends, activities, events, trips, what I have created, the value that I have created through my work, networking meetings I've attended, clients that I've served. So these are just the different categories that I put things in. So as I went through the calendar, I literally put people's names under clients I've served, networking meetings I've attended. I listed the names of the different networking meetings. Some of those were more regular things, like a weekly networking meeting, and others were like I just went once to meet the group, and that was it. So another reflection, prior year review activity that I do is go through pictures. And actually, it is New Year's Eve, and this is something that we will do with our kids tonight for whoever we have home for however long we have them before they go out, is we look back on the year's photographs. Everybody looks at their own phones and we share them with each other because obviously we're not all having one experience. So it's really fun to see things from the kids' angle, their vantage point, and the life that they're living, which is not the same exactly as ours. So it's fun to go through the pictures. It also reminds me that I have had some fun throughout the year. I get very focused on work and goals. And so it's a great reminder that I am making it to the woods. We did go camping. We did take a family vacation. When we're going through the pictures, it is interesting to like reflect on what happened before or after the picture was taken. Because sometimes we've got our highlight reels on social media and we all know that there was some behind the scenes shenanigans or arguing or something. And it's just a little bit of a keep it real, but then also celebrating what we have accomplished or just what we've done. And then once I've gone through the calendars and the pictures, if you want, you can also go through your financial statements. Where did you spend your money? Where were the big chunks of money? And what was the little chunks that chipped away at your income? Reflecting on that as well. And then once we have that picture of all of those things, I look at, what do I want more of? Like, what felt good? What over the last year did we do that felt, or did I do that felt aligned with those core values? Where were the good investments in my life? Our time, our money, the people we're with, the community. What felt really good and aligned and juicy? And then also, what do I want less of? What is feeling like a distraction or a drain? And really, upon reflection, what just didn't align? I think this is an area of growth for me that I step into things optimistic, and then upon reflection, after something is done, or I've parted ways or something, I'll realize, that really actually didn't feel very aligned for me. And so part of what I'm looking at for this year is really only saying yes to the things that are a hell yes, that feel really good. What am I feeling proud of? Of course, what am I feeling grateful for? And where are my areas of opportunity? When I was going through my calendars, there were conversations that came to mind where I think there could be more potential for partnership with people. And so I'm really excited to go back. I have a whole list and circle back with people where I feel like there's an area of opportunity for me to help or serve them in some way, or for us to partner or collaborate in some way. I'm really excited about that. And then lessons learned. This is something that I talk about in the YouTube video, unpacking, what you want more or less of, but what were the lessons from some of those things? And for me, that was a great example. One of my lessons was I step into things super optimistic and then realize maybe it was not aligned afterwards. So that for me was a lesson learned that I will take into 2024. So that is a little bit about the prior year review process. And when I went through my calendar every single day for every single month. And it took me about 10 minutes per month. So I did break it down into a couple of days. I think it's really important to do this because a few years ago when I did this, I realized I didn't have as many dates on the calendar with my husband. And I want to make sure that I'm nurturing these relationships that are the most important to me. So it was something that we were able to really focus on for the following year. when you go through, just make sure you're also giving yourself some grace and ease, because you are working to care for someone that you love. You are helping them in numerous ways, and then also trying to be the best at whatever it is that you're doing. You are also stretching yourself super thin. Have I talked about Fair Play Life on the podcast yet? I'm semi-obsessed with it. Go follow Fair Play Life on Instagram. It talks about the division of labor in our homes. And very often the scale tips towards women, where we are the ones who are backfilling the house with all of the supplies for the house, meaning we're doing the grocery shopping, the Target runs, planning meals, doing the cooking, managing all of our own medical stuff. If you have kids, all of your kids' medical stuff, eyes, ears, not ears, eyes, teeth, just general doctor's appointments, all of that stuff. And just the requirement, the emotional bandwidth, and the labor it takes to manage all of those things is very, very high. So it's something that Todd and I have been together working on in our home, where there are things that I don't have to think about. Here's such a silly example, and I actually did a reel on Instagram about this. I went into the restroom, and the toilet paper, there was a fresh roll of toilet paper on the roll spindle thing. And then there was a backup behind the toilet. And I was like, I'm sure over the 23 years he has done that. I'm sure of it. But it just felt really notable that I felt like, I'm just going to say it. I guess in the past, it felt like I really was the one who was doing that. And it was done. Like I went in to go pee, and there it was. And I was like, oh my God, this is working. Anyway, kind of a tangent there, but it's just really important, especially as we step into this caregiver role, as we are in it, and the responsibilities continue to increase. You know, how we're running our households and managing our homes is really important. There's only so many hours in the day. And quite frankly, I don't want to use my brain in that way to like remember if we need chicken nuggets or not. I just want someone to put it on the list. And frankly, if somebody else goes to the grocery store, that's super too. So something for you to just be also taking note of as you step into 2024. How is the division of labor in your home going? Does it feel equal? Does it feel tilted in your direction where you're having to do more? These are good questions to ask yourself. Okay, so just briefly, as we're stepping into this new year and setting your intentions for the new year, you've got all of this great data that you have pulled from 2023. And we know that energy flows where your focus goes. So setting your new year intentions is a good idea. It's not about resolutions. It's more about the energy that you want to be feeling every day in your life. This is setting you up for success. And these are the tools for you to use so that you can be living the life that you design, not by living by default. So one of the things that I do is come up with a word of the year. Now, basically, to come up with my word of the year, I just set the intention. All right, I'm ready to start thinking about my word of the year. And then a word will start to shimmy to the top or download, however you phrase that. And I go to the dictionary and I look up the definition to see if it feels aligned. For me, the word of the year is important because I do reflect on it throughout the year. And I think about, it'll be like some random Tuesday in July, and the word will pop into my mind. Put it on a sticky note, put it as your screensaver on your phone. But your word of the year is just your reminder of the life that you're wanting to live and how you are wanting to feel. So for me this year, my word of the year is prosper, which means to flourish and gain strength and have success. And I want to actually work on my strength. My grip strength is terrible, y'all. It's really bad. And we know that our grip strength has some connection correlations to statistics around dementia. So I want to improve my grip strength. I want to be stronger. So that is an example of just how that word can apply to something other than your business. But thinking about your word of the year, remember that if you say you want to have more courage, you will continually be put in situations where you will need to be courageous. So just as you're thinking about it, be sure that it's a word that you really want to just be thoughtful about what could come up to help you enhance and support that word of the year. Because your routines and habits are going to somehow tie back to that word of the year. So we want to make sure that it's a word that you're feeling really connected to in a positive way. Well, I think it's been an incredible year. The numbers are blowing my mind a little bit. I have worked with 12 clients privately, which is just, oh my gosh, so heartwarming that I've had 12 people that have brought me into the folds of their family. And it's just such a beautiful thing. I have had 21 audiences this year. 21. I've had the privilege of being with a microphone in my hand in front of 21 audiences and sharing a message about aging and self-care and how important it is for us, because the system is unsustainable as it's currently set up. So for us to take our control back of our own aging process is so powerful. And how we're taking care of ourselves matters. How we're aging matters. 21 audiences. This will mark my 50th episode of the podcast for the year. I am so proud of that for 50 weeks, I have come to the podcast either with a guest or my own thoughts. And I'm really excited about 2024. I'm going to get a little bit more structure behind the podcast, coming up with some themes for each month, scheduling more experts in their field, more caregivers who are sharing their stories, and then more specific content that I know will help you along this journey. So I'm really excited about that. But 50 episodes in 2023, I kind of blew my own mind with that. What else? Oh my gosh, it was like 18 different networking meetings I went to, and some of those were regularly weekly meetings. Others were just the one and done. It's just been a really great year. I know there's been heartache and hardship for me and for you along the way. And I'm really optimistic about 2024. It is the year of the dragon for the Chinese calendar, and it is trending. I guess Home Goods has an entire section of Year of the Dragon items. So look it up and check it out and see what it means. And if it's something that resonates with you, I think I may get a little dragon figurine or something to put on my desk for the year. So I love you. You have done a phenomenal job this year. Phenomenal job. Keeping it all together. There's so many moving parts. There's so many logistics. There's so many unknowns. And you keep showing up for the people that you love. And I want to encourage you to keep showing up for yourself. And I am so excited about this coming year. I think I've said that 16 times and look forward to visiting with you next week and the whole year to come. I love you. You are doing a great job. I see you. Keep up the good work. What I know for sure is that things are going fine until they're not. Everyone wants to stay in their home for as long as possible. And then there's a fall or a hospital stay or clear signs of dementia or a diagnosis, and remaining at home becomes questionable or potentially impossible. It is super important that you are informed about what assisted living and nursing home care can offer and understand how to choose the one that will best fit the needs of your family. I know from personal and professional experience what objections are going to come up and how to navigate those conversations. You love your family member and you are doing a great job. It just feels like the situation is fragile. You're waiting for the other shoe to drop and you don't know what you don't know. Illuminating Senior Living answers all of your questions and walks you through step by step each common objection and frequently asked question. This course will save you so much time and heartache. Imagine knowing exactly when it's time to move and ensuring the care and safety of your family member. Imagine knowing what specifically to be looking for in a care community and how to have the conversations about moving. Illuminating Senior Living gives you the roadmap so you're prepared. Click the link in the show notes, Illuminating Senior Living, to secure your video course today.